Hello, my friends. Brian King here with another installment of A Cup of Focus. I've experienced a shift recently. I can't even pinpoint exactly when it happened. I just recently caught myself doing it. But let me give you a little history first. One of the things that I found really attracted people to me, I think I probably discovered it in high school, is my ability to make people laugh. I could do funny accents. I would sometimes say kooky things out loud. I would make a funny observation, and people would laugh. So I saw that as my in. That would be the way to get people to accept me, to include me. Unfortunately, that led to the bad habit of not really reading the room, just trying to get a laugh for the sake of a laugh. So I would often say things that were out of context, over the line, had a lot of shock value. So my humor would either land with a laugh or a groan. And of course, the groan meant I'd made a mistake. But that seemed to be the one tool that I limited myself to. I had to be the funny guy. I had to be the one cracking the jokes. And that carried me even up until a few months ago, where I put this constant pressure on myself to be ready with a quick-witted reply or something to demonstrate how funny and clever I was. And then I realized a couple things. That was exhausting, to put the pressure on myself to always be that person. The humor wasn't always welcome. I really wasn't listening to other people. It was all about me looking for my opportunity to be funny. That was profoundly selfish. And it was all about me. And when I realized the real imbalance there, I started looking at, okay, well, if I'm not the funny guy, what else can I do? And I started thinking about all of the emphasis that I put on being a good listener, being present, being attentive. So then I had to look deeper at this impulsive habit that I developed about being funny, blurting something out, making sure that my comeback was quick. It was all about giving into the impulse. And I thought about impulsivity as it relates to ADHD and all the difficulties that's caused me over the years. It's caused me to spend recklessly because I gave into the impulse of, ooh, that's shiny, I want that right now. Or the impulse of saying something because I felt hurt and I needed to get even, or I wasn't even thinking because I was so upset, and a phrase would leave my mouth and somebody would be hurt, and then there'd be one heck of a cleanup job to do. Or like I was saying, blurting out a funny thing, waiting for my turn to talk instead of listening. And again, I can't tell you the exact steps that led to this shift, but I can tell you what the shift looks like now. And I noticed it mostly over the weekend, because if you follow my profile, you know that I went to a big event on Saturday where a gentleman broke the world record for holding the longest male plank. He held it for 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 15 seconds. Really amazing. And many people commented, man, that'd be bored to just kind of sit there and watch somebody do the plank. And I had to qualify that and say, no, that's not all there was. This gentleman had professional grade speakers brought in to blast his favorite tunes to keep his energy up. So it was like an 8-hour dance party. But I was brought in there to this event to be kind of the face of the organization that was sponsoring it, to speak to any media that showed up and so on. And I knew it was going to be a long day. I knew that my energy really needed to be preserved if I was going to make it the full 8 hours without being able to do the typical self-care that I do. So what did I decide to do to conserve my energy? I decided to shut up, to not go out of my way, to always have to be talking, to have to be in somebody's face, to see if I can make them laugh or anything like that. I just sat still. I managed my breathing like I've been doing for 20 plus years with mindfulness and meditation, keeping myself calm, keeping my body relaxed. When the energy of the music became a little overwhelming, I just kept breathing and telling myself, this is just energy. This is just energy coming in. Everybody else that's complaining about, oh, this is too loud, it's terrible. And I don't know what their experience was, but there was a time when I used to greet things like that with complaining and resisting and making myself more upset. But in that moment, I just calmly breathed. I monitored my body. I was a witness to any impulse to speak or stand up or get in somebody else's face or try to be the center of attention. And I just breathed through those impulses and let them pass. And I realized that, man, keeping my impulses not so much in check, but just allowing them to come through and go saved me a lot of energy because I didn't have to act on every single one of them. And plenty of people came over and checked in with me. Hey, how you doing? Do you need anything? And I would answer with gratitude and kindness. I didn't need to make them laugh to connect with them. Gratitude and kindness worked really, really well too. And then I would respond in kind, how are you doing? Is there anything I can do for you? So I would sincerely see them, hear them, let them know that I cared about them too. Didn't need to make them laugh. I just needed to show that they mattered to me and that I care. And that didn't take nearly as much energy as trying to anticipate an opening to be funny. The following day, I spent the day with my wife running errands, and I'm one of those folks that would, if I saw something funny, I had to make a comment about it. Like, isn't it weird that they said that? Or, man, that's a funny thing to put on the side of a truck. Or just basically anything that struck me, I would need to make a comment on. And I would talk incessantly. And I can't imagine how exhausting this was for people, for me to be doing this all the time. And then I caught myself wanting to comment. I felt the impulse, that the tension in my chest building that says, blurt, interrupt, speak out, say something. And because of the work I'd done the previous day of just being present with it and observing it, I was able to catch those impulses and see them as energy that was going to pass. And I just let the impulses pass. So those tendencies to blurt out, to interrupt, they kind of give you warning if you're tuned into your body. You feel the tension building, that desire to impulsively act or speak. And when you feel it building, you see it as energy that doesn't need to be acted on, but energy that just needs you to be present with it until it passes. So that you can be much more deliberate about what you speak about, what you comment on, how much energy you expend. And then instead of having to clean up for all the impulsive things you've done, you can focus on being kind, present, mindful, caring of the other person. And miraculously, it's no longer about you anymore. It's about how well you can be with another person. How present can you be with them? How can you convey to them that they are important too? And let me tell you, doing that for a couple days was a far more powerful and less stressful experience for me than always feeling like I have to be on, ready to make a joke, ready to make someone laugh. There's so much less pressure, at least in my experience, in just looking for opportunities to create a space for someone else to enjoy being with you, instead of always feeling like you have to be selling yourself. So that's just my 2 cents on this. I just wanted to share it with you. I hope this has been helpful. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And by all means, share this with somebody you think can benefit from it. And until we talk again, this has been Brian. Thanks for being you.